Hi everybody, it's Christina. Now I've got two apologies to make before I start. The first one is for the rain that you can hear coming down on the studio windows. The second one is for the snoring that you can hear, and that's coming from Ruby, who is in her bed at the side of my desk. So one part of this new collection are the designer card fronts, and these were designed to go with the A5 card and box kit. So the first one that I'm going to use is this one, and I'm going to create a really pretty card using this one in a turquoise and white. So this is my colour scheme, and for the first part I'm just going to take these two A4 pieces of white card and just fold them in half. And we'll pop those on one side for now and work on this. So with this now we're going to use this fancy edge die, and to get it on the card I'm going to need to just place it at an angle. And then into the middle of that I'm going to just tape that down and run that through my machine. And that will give me a piece of card that looks like this. And then I'm going to move it along and do exactly the same and cut another piece so that I have two of these pieces the same. Now this bit is the bit that you can fold back to make a gate front for your cards. Now once you've got this piece, take one of your folded cards and fold that over the edge, and then don't glue it in place yet, but with the other piece then you're going to fit this around it, tape it down, and you're going to die cut that now just up to this, so you're only partially die cutting it, and that will then give you a piece that will look like this. And then you're going to do exactly the same with the other piece, so that you have two pieces the same. So once you've got these two pieces, you can glue this down now so that it sticks to your card and it looks like this. So we're just going to glue this down. So all I'm doing is putting the glue around the edge of this and then dotting it onto little areas of the inside of the pattern. And then we'll pop that in there and we'll glue that in place. Now if there's any little bits that don't stick down, just add some glue underneath them. And then we'll make sure that that's creased well along there. So now you've got the two pieces that look the same. Okay, so now we can turn one round and we can slot that inside the other. And there's your gatefold card in an A5 size that will fit inside your box, and that's nice and neat. So let's go ahead now and glue these two pieces in together to each other. So make sure that they line up, that they marry up. And press that down. Now if you look on the back, one of these sides will be nice and neat and the other one will look a bit shot off. So with the long die from the set, I've cut two more pieces and I'm going to glue these along the sides. So one's going to go there and the other one is going to go there, and that finishes the back off nice and neatly for you, ready to send. Now this just tidies up the back for you and makes it look as pretty then as the front. Okay, so that's that piece in now. Now with this small die, this piece here, that will fit in there. We're going to cut this 4 times, and then I'm just going to flat glue these into each of these portions along there. I make sure they're nice and level, and I'm just leaving a little border around each side. And that gives a nice finish along there. And I'm going to add these along here. Now I'm only going to glue one side of these because I don't want this to glue the card closed. I want it to be able to open like so. So we'll put that in there. Make sure it's nice and equal. And then we'll put this piece on the top. Now I'm just thinking that if I glue that, if I put some tape on the back of that, it's going to show. So I'm just going to leave it like that and leave that now so that that will open. So to tidy the card up, I've decided to use the same little die, and I've cut 2 in a different colour, the same shape, and I'm just going to fasten those inside, and that will make the inside of the card a lot neater. I don't know if you can hear her, but Ruby's snoring her head off over there. You know, she's all curled up in her bed. Can you hear her? It's like a little traction engine. So with the flower dies that are in the set, I've just cut them out in the colours that I want, and then while they've been still in the die, I've taken a little finger dauber and I've dabbed it onto some ink. And for the dark ones I've used white ink, and for the paler ones I've used some darker ink. And that just makes them stand out a little bit more. Now you can do as many layers to your flowers as you want, or you can create them as separate flowers. It's entirely up to you. But what we're going to do is add a little bit of shape into these petals before we start putting them on our card. So I've got a little bit of a soft mat here. Let's just get rid of them. And I'm going to wait until the ink's dry, and then I'm going to stroke down the petals on the wrong side. Stroke it down coming in towards the centre. And then once you've done that, flip it over and just run your ball tool around the middle. And that will give some shape to your petals. So I'm going to do that now with all of them. And I'm sure you don't want to watch me curling all these petals. So I'll come back to you when I've got them all ready. Now once you've got your flowers all shaped, you can add them in alternate colours if you wish. Or you can, let's have a see. You can put them together in different ways, or you can put them all in the same pattern. It's entirely up to you, and that way you'll make 3 different coloured flowers, and this way you'll make multicoloured flowers. Again, it's up to you. And then pop your stamens of a different colour into the centre. So once you have your flowers cut, coloured and all stuck together, just have a dry run and place them onto this centre panel so that they're on the outside, and add them wherever you think they would look the best. And if you have a dry run first and you don't like them, you can always move them around. Now once you've got your flowers on, let's just fasten this down so it doesn't move about. Just slot your leaves in place, but remember you don't want to stick this side of the panel down, otherwise it will lock your card closed. So once I have these stuck in place, I'm going to add a pearl to each of the flower centres, and then I'm going to add a verse into the middle of the card. There we go. Now these are self-adhesive pearls, but if you don't trust them, just add a little bit of glue behind each of the dots and that will keep them in place. And then once you've fluffed your petals back up, you will have some definition to your card. Okay, so let's now do the inside. So once you've got your flowers in place, you have your verse in the middle and the back is nice and tidy. You will then find that it won't stand because of the curve on the front. So the best way to solve that is to create a card stand. Now I know this is not part of the new collection, but it is really a useful die to have. So what I do is I cut one of the solid base, and then I cut two of the filigree ones. And I glue these, one on the front and one on the back, and glue those all in place. So I'm just gluing around the edges, and then I'm dotting it in strategic places on the backs of the solid flowers that are in the die cut. Make sure it's all neatly in place, press it down. And then another really useful tool to have in anybody's crafting kit is one of these, and this is an adhesive eraser. So once your glue is dry, if you take your eraser and just go over any glue that's on your card, it will come off and it will give you a nice neat finish to your designs. Now once you've done that and it's all nice and dry, you need to score it down the middle. So we'll use a scoreboard for this, and then on that score line you're just going to fold it. So take your time with it, make sure it's nice and neat. So I'm not going to go and make the box, I've already done one in advance, because there are lots of box tutorials on the website and on my blog. So the card will fit in to there, fold the little stand up and push it down the back, and there you have a completed A5 card, stand and box, ready to give to your recipient. So just a quick recap on the things that I've used. I've used the designer card front half scallop. I've stamped the inside with the stamp from the little set here. This is the Essential Verses A5 stamp set, and that's the card that we've created. And then of course to make the box I've used the complete card and box die set, and to make the stand for it to stand on I've used the rose easel. And there you have a beautiful set to give. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Enjoy the rain while you can hear it, and Ruby thankfully has stopped snoring.